But I can't see any president I have as a good guy. I love Obama. The symbol of Obama is up in my mother's house. He's a black man. He became president, and he did more drone bombs than any other U.S. president before him. He and Hillary Clinton disturbed a country called Libya, in which you used to have a free house, free education, free, and now it's not free anymore. And there are people who look like me that aren't free. So as much as I love my republic,
you know, it was a very repressive dictatorship.
I hear what you're saying. We're living under one now. We ain't storming. Wow.
It was not. You know what?
There's ICE walking down American neighborhoods.
Okay, if you think that's the same as Libya,
I didn't say the same. I said repressive.
But let's have some perspective.
The moment the studio lights blazed on, the atmosphere snapped into something electric. Bill Maher stepped into verbal sparring with rapper Mike Big, armed with his trademark razor-sharp wit. Across from him, Mike stood unfazed, his unapologetic honesty ready to cut through any pretense.
The French are still living off Haiti?
Oh, yeah.
Well, why can't they fix it then?
Why can't Haitians fix it?
No, the French. If the French are so involved.
There's no interest in colonization. Don't you read France Fanon? Did you read Rich of the Earth? You dated enough black women to know that. You know that.
Yeah, I mean, the
French, you got to tell them at night.
The French pulled out of Haiti like in 1806.
No, what I'm saying, though, is Haiti has been punished since 1806. Yes. Frederick Douglass wrote about this, too, for being an example that you can without colonizers. And to end colonization is going to take some form of violence. I think anyone who threatens colonies or the colonists are crushed. So whether Gaddafi was ultimately, in my eyes, good or bad,
I mean, the people who
better than what they have now.
The people who have been repressing the people in Haiti for a very long time are not French.
Shit, me.
They're other Haitians.
What followed wasn't just a conversation, it was a collision of convictions. Ideologies crashed, politics flared, and cultural tension crackled like live wires on air. Buckle up, because what came next wasn't merely intense, it was outright explosive. Here where the story really ignites.
What we're doing is picking members of the club who are going to fly on a jet together afterwards, whether they're Democrat or Republican. They're buddy-buddy. They went to Harvard, they went to Yale, they went to Morehouse, they went to Howard together. They're still going to be friends after. The bourgeoisie and up, that class is going to be okay. But we, the working class, the people who got to get like this to work every day, we're going to get over in this. And people who work like this every day usually do this and say yes, sir, and no, sir. So for me, I would rather our soldiers be strictly adherent to the United States Constitution and not follow any order that's unconstitutional.
The military is just different. I'm sorry. You're asking kids who probably don't know anything about the Constitution to make that decision.
Well, we got to fix that too, Bill. Like
I know, but we haven't fixed it. But right now we have.
Schoolhouse Rock on Saturday. It's like we got to do something, brother.
Hear the backdrop. A group of 6 Democrats, military veterans with intel credibility, argued that U.S. troops could legally disregard certain direct orders from the top. Their stance surfaced right after Trump floated the idea of possible military action in Venezuela. Mike Big seized on that notion, saying soldiers deserve the moral latitude to choose which commands they obey. Maher pushed back hard, warning that expecting young, inexperienced troops to make split-second ethical judgments in combat is both dangerous and irresponsible. That clash lit the fuse for an even fiercer on-air confrontation. As the debate sharpened, the stage was set for an explosive escalation.
You'll be okay if they did that with Obama? Because he blew up some
I don't give a...
He blew up some wedding parties.
I was going to hold this. I wasn't going to talk about this, right? We Gaddafi. We knocked him off the...
Sure, absolutely.
Right? But as a black person, I saw slavery return to Libya. I saw a man who was willing to help black people in their plight and their struggle. I saw someone who wanted to unite Africa under one currency and have a potentially United States of Africa. And I know how dangerous that is to Europe and the United States. I saw that crushed. And as an American, I had to go with the Republic. But that's something, if I ever had a chance to talk to Obama, I'd really say,
so you see Gaddafi good guy?
I see Gaddafi has been not as bad as they said. But I can't see any president I have as a good guy. I love Obama. The symbol of Obama is up in my house. He's a black man. He became president, and he did more drone than any other U.S. president before him.
You could almost feel the temperature spike as Maher and Mike Big collided over the topic of Gaddafi. Few names ignite a debate the way his does. Some frame Gaddafi as a force for national uplift, while others remember him as one of Africa's most ruthless strongmen, and Obama triggers the same divide. To some, he is a symbol of progress. To others, a strategist who played the global board with icy precision. With 2 firebrand guests dissecting 2 firebrand leaders, the energy in the room flipped instantly. Every line hit with weight, and every rebuttal cut sharper than the last. Now, back to the confrontation.
he and Hillary Clinton disturbed a country called Libya, in which you used to have a free house, free education, free, and now it's not free anymore. And there are people who look like me that aren't free. So as much as I love my republic,
you know, it was a very repressive dictatorship.
I hear what you're saying. We're living under one now. We ain't storming. Wow.
It was not. You know what?
There's ICE walking down American neighborhoods.
Okay, if you think that's the same as Libya,
I didn't say the same. I said it's repressive.
But let's have some perspective.
All right.
Because it's very.
Before y'all go smoke.
I
really like it.
Now the conversation pushes into truly provocative territory. Honestly, aren't we all exhausted by the endlessly recycled claim that the Western world sits behind every global crisis? At some point, the argument becomes a scratched record, spinning the same refrain. How long do we keep casting blame outward instead of taking a hard look inward? Yes, history matters, and foreign interference has inflicted undeniable damage. But does that make the West responsible for every modern-day failure? When will nations step up, own their decisions, their leaders, and the fallout that follows?
Anyone who threatens colonies or the colonists are crushed. So whether Gaddafi was ultimately, in my eyes, good or bad,
I mean, the people
he was
who are
better than what they have now.
The people who have been repressing the people in Haiti for a very long time are not French.
Shit, me.
They're other Haitians. You don't
they're,
really.
They're Haitians that are put into
Papa
place.
Doc Duvalier
let's
was
not
French.
act like we don't put dictators into place.
Okay, but they're not French.
Yeah, I'm about to say, we help them come to power.
They're not French. They're not Americans. They are Haitians.
So the benefits,
they're Haitians.
No benefits go to the French from Haiti anymore.
Tell me what? I'm not aware of that.
I'm just saying, Haiti still
tell me, what's going on?
As far as I know, Haiti's still sending money to France, that's all.
That the whole problem. This is exactly what happens when people throw out sweeping claims, bold accusations, and speak with absolute confidence right up until someone asks for receipts. The moment Maher pressed for a concrete example, the argument wobbled. Bega insisted the French are still profiting from Haiti, but when Maher pushed for clarity, his explanation blurred, drifting into talk about Haitians sending money to France. What money and how, taxes, debt, trade terms, reparations, none of it landed cleanly. The claim sounded massive right up until it needed evidence.
And we need to do more to help countries like Haiti, especially.
So what's to do more? I would say we need to reparate countries we've colonized. There's a payment to be made to help countries get. So we took Libya. What have we done to help their country become democratic and get back in a better state? What have we done to help Haiti do it? Haiti is the reason we got Louisiana and West of that. America really owes Haiti. We kicked the French so bad, it was like, we'll sell New Orleans. Y'all have the Saints.
Okay,
y'all have Donna.
I mean, you can stay mad at the past forever, but at some point you got to move forward and make things better in the future.
I'm not saying I don't want to move forward. I'm just saying put something in my pocket for your socket. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let me have something for my move forward. That's how we do it for other nations.
And here comes one of the most recycled talking points in modern debates: reparations. No one disputes the brutality of the past, real suffering, real injustice, real wounds carved into history. But leaping from acknowledging that reality to insisting that people today pay for the actions of those long gone is where things turn tangled, emotional, and often unrealistic. Studying history and recognizing its impact is one thing, asking individuals with no direct link to shoulder the cost is another. On the surface, the idea can sound righteous, but once you dig beneath the slogans, the logistics, fairness, and rationale begin to unravel. Still, the proposal keeps resurfacing, framed as a universal remedy when it more often widens rifts than resolves them.
I mean, we are sort of at a point now where the men and women they just don't want anything to do with each other in a lot of ways.
It's crazy.
Well, no, really, like you look at like who listens to what podcasts. It is very hard to get women to listen to my podcast. It's like, you're a man. We're just not going.
A lot of guys listen to male, though.
Of course, that's what the men listen to the men, the women listen to men.
No, Mel, the woman who you interviewed.
Oh, Mel.
Yeah, we listen to Mel.
Yeah, well, that's a phenomenon, yes. But I mean, in general, it is very hard to get.
And a lot of this traces back to how political division has become the new fracture line in everyday life. People with differing views don't just debate anymore, they steer clear of each other entirely. It's especially visible on the left, where ideological consistency has begun to function like a social requirement. Miss a talking point, skip a slogan, or fall short of the approved script, and suddenly you're seen as a problem rather than a peer. Maher even recalled the story of the woman who ended her marriage because her partner didn't have a firm statement on Black Lives Matter. He wasn't hostile or opposed, he simply didn't have a polished opinion ready to recite. That alone dissolved a lifelong relationship. That the level of absurdity being pointed to. Political identity has started to overshadow personal identity, and compatibility is measured less by empathy or integrity than by adherence to a checklist of beliefs. When politics outranks human connection, everything from friendships to marriages starts to fracture.
It is very hard to get women interested in anything men are saying these days. It's just that they just think that we're just a bunch of knuckle draggers, and they have a lot of evidence for that.
Damn.
And men are incels, and they're not engaging women in the way women would like. They need to be courted. They have not changed as much as we would like to think, or some people would like to think. Women are still the women I remember as a youth. Okay, they still want to.
We don't want your. We're tired of it. We're exhausted. I mean, we are exhausted. We need it. No, I'm not. Of course you're needed. I mean, don't tell me, because I can spell that out. Of course you're needed, but we're tired of taking you. We don't want to feel down all the time.
Right.
Our TV shows, movies, sitcoms, and online sketches keep recycling the same caricature: the dad who can't handle basic tasks, the clueless boyfriend, the husband reduced to a well-meaning fool who always needs correcting. Played on repeat, the joke starts to blur into something that feels like truth. And men feel it. Some pull back, afraid of being labeled controlling or old-fashioned. Others drift through relationships without a clear sense of where they fit. Many simply retreat, convinced that masculinity itself is something they're expected to apologize for. That's why there's a growing call for a steadier, more grounded model of masculinity, not the aggressive, toxic version used as a political talking point, but something more genuine. A masculinity that's confident without overpowering, protective without being possessive, supportive without demanding praise. A balanced approach that complements women rather than competes with them, restoring a sense of dignity on both sides.
Guys are changing the tires, guys are raking the yard, guys are doing what they're supposed to. Like, guys may not come up on a daily basis. It may not be picking the kids up from school doing the laundry every day, right? But when the door gets kicked in at 3 in the morning, that motherfucker with the and it better be a guy. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm just, there is,
right.
What I think is that
we have some use.
Yeah, some use. You know what I mean? If we pick up heavy.
We have some use.
But
women can pick up heavy too, you know that.
No.
I bring my own trash out. I rake my own damn leaves.
No, for real?
Yeah, I have me a glass of wine.
Bill,
I can do any damn
down.
thing.
You got
No.
You said.
Men do matter, and it's striking to watch Maher let Donna Brazile go on about men supposedly carrying endless baggage. Sure, men have flaws, just like everyone else, but reducing an entire gender to a walking stereotype ignores the daily contributions men make. When it comes to security, protection, or physically demanding tasks, men often step up lifting, moving, or managing situations that require real strength. These roles are handled quietly, without fanfare. It doesn't stop there. Around the home, men take on hands-on, practical responsibilities, fixing leaks, maintaining appliances, mowing the lawn, managing yard work. These aren't glamorous jobs, and they rarely earn applause, but they keep households running and families comfortable. Men aren't perfect, but their physical and practical contributions are essential. Recognizing this value doesn't diminish anyone, it highlights the ways men shape daily life. Let's be real, not every man can be a STEM man. We all have a responsibility to our wives, partners, and families to show up and do the work. Hustle isn't just about money, it's about responsibility, showing up, and building a life that supports those who depend on us. Sure, some grind harder and have more resources, but most lives are grounded in reality. Paying bills, planning for the future, and ensuring family security. Being a man isn't about fame or recognition, it's about consistency, responsibility, and providing for those who rely on you. At the end of the day, men matter not because they're flawless, famous, or perfect, but because of the tangible ways they contribute to homes, families, and society. From lifting burdens to maintaining households, from protecting loved ones to working for a better future, men play vital roles that often go unnoticed. Culture may mock or diminish them, but that doesn't erase their value. Responsibility, consistency, and dedication define true masculinity, not bravado or appearances. Recognizing this restores balance and honors the quiet, steady work that keeps life moving. And with that, we close today's video. If you enjoyed it, hit like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.